If you want to upgrade the facial interface on the Quest 3 to make it more comfortable, or you want to know which facial interface is going to be most compatible with the BOBOVR S3 Pro head strap that I've got here, well, BOBOVR have finally gone and released their own facial interface, and this is the F3. At the same time, AMVR have gone and updated their really popular facial interface, and this is the new version FC4. Now, both companies sent me their facial interfaces for review, so I thought it'd be really cool to compare them against each other because no one's sponsoring this video, so I can give you my honest opinion on which of those I think is best, and also if either of them or both of them work with Halo style head straps. Let's check them out. Before you go any further, what I would like to ask is that if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. So I think about 99% of the people that watch this channel aren't subscribed. So if everyone did subscribe, well, I'd have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, which would be really handy as it helps me get things like this in through the post so that I can review them for you. So it's a big help. If you can go do that, that would be awesome. Thank you. So we'll check the AMVR one out first, and then we'll get into the BOBOVR one, because there's a really cool feature in here that I haven't seen in any others, which we'll get to in a little bit. But looking at the AMVR one first, now this is an upgrade to previous facial interfaces that they've done. They've been tweaking it over the sort of the years. They seem to bring one out every 6 months, it would seem. So it would be interesting to see if I can open a box. Interesting to see what the changes are. So pretty much standard fare with AMVR, they always tend to release 2 different face pads with their facial interfaces. One is this ice cool fabric, which is a cotton silk fabric, so it's nice for help keeping you cool. It's more breathable than a PU leather one, which is what will be in here. The standard PU leather one will be easier to wipe down and keep clean because it is PU leather, but it will be less breathable than this one. One thing I have noticed with the AMVR ones is that the foam inside their face pads are getting firmer over time. You can buy some that feel almost like they've got no foam inside their face pads, but these feel really good. You can feel that cooling gel layer at the top here. This feels like a good amount of padding. It still squashes down a fair amount, so it's going to help distribute that weight around your head. The facial interface is vented as well, so you've got these 2 vents across the top, and then you've got a vent on either side to help draw cool air in as hot air comes out the top. The nose pad works pretty well, so that sits nicely on your face. The face pad itself is nice and comfortable, and this molds to your nose really well. There's a slight amount of light that you might see coming in through on these either sides. It really does depend on the shape of your nose. I would like it if the nose pad was wrapped around the bottom of the facial interface rather than just being this sort of flap that sits there. But I know AMVR have done that to make this more compatible with docking stations, because if you flap that over, it can create compatibility issues. So just something to be mindful of. One cool thing about the face pad or the facial interface is that it is adjustable. So you have these dials on either side, which you can see here, and you just turn them. And once it's locked into place, like, it doesn't move. There's no give. Like, that is pretty rock solid and locked into place. So if you're someone that likes to wear the headset as close to your face as you can do that. And if you're someone that likes the headset a little bit further away, or maybe you've got glasses and you need the extra space, then you can easily do that as well. It also means that if you've got lots of different people in your household that use the headset, some have got glasses and some haven't, this is really easy for then adapting and changing as you pass it around the circle. It's a good update from AMVR just to make their facial interface even better. So moving on to BOBOVR's own one, which I've now lost. If you could see the mess that's down there of the stuff that I'm testing. So this is BOBOVR's own one. A manual, if anyone ever reads it. Similar kind of thing actually. So you've now got a cloth facial interface or a face pad, which will be more breathable. And you've got the PU leather coated facial interface. Now, There's a couple of weird things and a couple of cool things about this facial interface. I'll move this off to one side. What you will notice around the face pad is that it's got these grooves in the face pad. It's not just cosmetic, that is by design. Because, let me go and put this on here, you can instantly tell that it's been designed by BOBOVR to fit a Halo style head strap and to fit their Halo style head strap. There are dials on here to make the facial interface adjustable the same as the AMVR one. However, these don't click, it's more of a slide. So it just slides up and slides down. I do notice a little bit of a give in that compared to the AMVR one, which I think is more rigid. The fact that it's not notches but more of a slide does give you more customization in the width or the depth that you're going to have this at, but it also makes it harder to make sure that the depth adjustments on both sides are the same. The inside of this facial interface is really flexible, like it actually comes off. Like it's this super flexible material, which means it molds to your face really well, as opposed to some facial interfaces that are more rigid, but it also clips back on as well. So getting back to the face pad, you can see those grooves. Those grooves on that facial interface are deliberately there, especially for the BOBOVR S3 Pro head strap, because there's a fan on here, and when it's on, it blows air out the bottom of the head strap. So they've put those grooves into the face pad of the facial interface so the air can actually go through those grooves and actually go into your face. And it does make a noticeable difference. You do notice the air coming into your face, but it's not like it's blowing air into your eyes and you can't see. You just notice that it is a lot cooler when you're using it. I'm going to take this off just to show you something else, because the worst thing about this facial interface for me is the nose guard. Because it's fabric, there's no form to it. So it just kind of sits there. Like if I'm wearing this and I put it on, quite often I have to then sort of take it off a bit, push that down with my fingers, and then it's okay. So it's fine, I guess. It's just a little bit annoying, the fact that you have to keep doing that, because as I said, it just kind of floats around. So you can put it on like this and then you can't see. So you have to put that down and then it's okay. It's an annoyance rather than anything else. It is pretty good at blocking out the light. You just need to sort of press it down on your nose to make sure that it's blocking either side out. And it obviously is designed to perfectly match the S3 Pro. If I compare that to putting the AMVR one into the S3 Pro head strap, so you can see it perfectly fits, no issues with actually being compatible with the forehead bar on the S3 Pro head strap. You don't have the grooves in the face pad like you do with the BOBOVR one, but you do still have, or you do have those ventilation ports across the top, so that would help get air into your face. So if you do want to get a facial interface for your Meta Quest 3, which one of these should you get? Well, I think honestly, both of these for me were comfortable. I had no issues with them. I do think that if you've got the BOBOVR S3 Pro head strap, or you're thinking of getting that, then the BOBOVR F3 is the better option because it's perfectly designed to match that. If you don't have that, and you've got a generic head strap or the default head strap that comes with your Quest 3, then either of these are going to do the job. So both of those, $30, $40. Often things go on sale, so prices can change, but I will put links to them in the description down below so that you can go check them out for yourself. If you do want to check out some other options though, then be sure to click on the link up here somewhere. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share it. Consider subscribing if you're not. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.